You're about to have this realization where you're like, I really need to clock in. It's something's gonna hit you so hard where you realize how much you have been holding yourself back. There's interesting. You guys don't see this coming. This bridge here, this is like the moon card in the traditional deck. That this is something that you're just gonna stumble upon. You're gonna be doing like some journaling. I'm seeing like shadow work prompts or just like some exercises that you're doing. For some of you, this can be like a schoolwork question that you have to do. And I'm hearing it's like, I just heard it's like some bullshit. Like, talk about this one time in your life, talk about some inspiration, like those like introductory things. I've been getting a lot of college vibes. Obviously, it's like back to school season. But even for people that are like out of school or not like in that realm, it's that you're getting that feeling too. Like new things are starting in your life where if you've been to college, it kind of feels like high school all over again, but you live there. But what's different about it is that it's like a timeline jump, you know, like where it's like the same premise, but like everything feels new, it's exciting, it's all of that because it's like you've entered a new realm, you're a new you, it's a new timeline. So that's what like the collective is feeling wherever you are. I'm just hearing like it doesn't matter if you're 50, it doesn't matter if you're 80 or if you're 30 or if you are in college, whatever. I've got the swan here. This is the high priestess. So you can actually intuitively feel things going on here. And this also states that you're protected through whatever this time that you're going through, where there was the unknown at the back of my deck. You're actually really supported through this. But there's something that you're going to be doing, either like a shadow work prompt or something like schoolwork related. Some of you want to go back to school, and this could be a sign for some of you, but there's something that you're going to be doing and you'll be like, no way. And it's totally unrelated, but it's going to actually tie into your purpose a little bit of why you're here, or just some way that you want to express yourself creatively. It's something that's going to like propel you forward in your life. Like if you've been feeling like there's been some missing pieces, I like to describe a lot of life or like manifestations as getting a puzzle. That, you know how they say like you ask for a manifestation and like you're acting like you didn't get it. So like they say, you know, you wanted a cake, but God gave you, you know, the flour, the butter, whatever, all the ingredients, but you're upset because you're like, where's my cake? But you have all the ingredients to make it. I can see that sometimes also as like a puzzle. For things that are more challenging or things that have a lot of moving parts. Like, you know, when you dump it out and it's like really overwhelming because you have a ton of pieces and you're like, I don't even know where to start, but you just have to start by like finding pieces that fit together. Like you really can't focus on the bigger picture at the time. It's like take things little by little. You're in this kind of energy, which is sort of like the unknown, is that you can't see the bigger picture at the moment. You just have to keep putting things together. And this is gonna be one of those moments where it's like, oh, I know I need to do this work. I know I need to get this done. And it's gonna hit you with some kind of revelation. This is going to resonate for some of you with things that you have been putting off, that you have actually, you've actually had some subconscious resistance to this because it's about to change your life so much, and that you're going to know, you're actually going to have your next steps after you complete this little task. It's like a little task. And I'm getting for some of you, like you don't even think it's that important. Which then begs the question is, why are you putting it off if it's such a small task? And it's because subconsciously you know that this is like a significant piece where you can kind of like put a bunch of things together from it. You know, you kind of get those little breakthroughs. 8 of Trees at the back of my deck. This is like 8 of Pentacles energy. This is like hard work and mastery and rewards that come with it. So you're about to see like all of this hard work, all of this mastery, it's gonna like click together and you can finally see a bigger picture, and you're gonna be like, I've been overlooking this aspect of myself the entire time, and it's actually something that has been glaring or popping up in little ways in your life, but I'm seeing that you like subconsciously just have been blocking it from yourself. It's like you can see it, but you can't see it. You know how you kind of have those things in front of you where it's like the universe is giving you all these signs saying like it's right in front of you, and you're like, if it's right in front of me, why can't I see it? And it's because you put the blindfold on. That it would be like sitting here at this table and I have this book in front of me, but I can't see it because I have a blindfold on. That kind of thing. It's right in front of you, but you just have to remove something. So it's that kind of energy. You're gonna have this like a big breakthrough. Or for some of you, it's gonna feel like a little thing, but remember that little things compound. That we get so focused on having a big win that you kind of forget that like the little wins are what lead up to the bigger things. And sometimes the big things are actually just a bunch of little things put together, much like the puzzle, that the puzzle is just a bunch of pieces put together. But you know, you have the picture at the end. So kind of keep that in mind when it comes to your manifestations, where especially if it's something big and we can get a little ahead of ourselves, you know, it seems like this really huge mountain. Seeing it as a puzzle, and it's just little pieces that you put together until you get the picture, might actually help you like better understand what it is that you're doing or what you're working towards, especially if some of you are building more of a lifestyle, that it's not just like one specific goal. It's like, this is how I want to shape my life. That's going to be like a bunch of little pieces put together over time. It's not something that you're just going to wake up tomorrow, especially where there's a lot of rhetoric in the spiritual community about like manifestations kind of being like a, oh, you go to bed one night and you wake up the next day and you have it. And it's obviously like for certain things, maybe, probably, sure. But other things, like if you're building a lifestyle, that's a lifelong journey, and you have to like really get okay with the process. You actually, you know, learn to love the process, because that's the whole point, right? Isn't that what a lifestyle is? It's you just loving the process of your day to day. So this is where you're going to really have like a revelation and a breakthrough, which is going to be really cool for you. But I'm getting for a lot of you, especially where I got back to school vibes, this is something that you have like either known about yourself or have been getting inklings about like since you were in school. And I'm seeing like you just didn't get it. There was like a low self-worth, where I have this 5 of trees here. It's like 5 of pentacles, and I always consider my like the earth suit, the pentacle suit, as not only material but like self-worth, self-esteem, because I find that our finances are directly impacted by our self-worth and how we view ourselves. And where I have sacrifice here, this is like the Hangman in the traditional deck. This is a change of perspective, that again, there's been this thing that's been sitting in front of you. There's something where I said it goes back to like your school days, that you've known about yourself for quite a long time, but you've had this blindfold on. And I'm getting it, the blindfold is low self-worth, and that this came from people around you. It could be parents, it could be guardians, authority figures, any kind, especially if you resonate with my collective, or like you are a part of my collective and you resonate with me. You had adults and authority figures in your life that were threatened by you as a child, and I mean like young child, like you know, like 7, 8 years old, 6, like very, very young age. You had adults like threatened by you, like really creepy, weird energy that very much escalated as you got older, obviously. So you've had these like low self-worth like notions projected onto you from a very young age, and it's like you're finally coming out, you're like unbinding from this energy. This life map, this is the Wheel of Fortune, this is a fate card, and this is like, you know, where fate needs you. This is like a marrying of you and fate. Interesting, where I have my 2 of lotuses here, that it's like there's this little like love union coming between you and fate, that obviously, you know, fate meets us at crossroads, and then we get to decide how we want to go, which, you know, the Wheel of Fortune is both the universe and us acting in tandem. We can either work with the universe and we can move on to a new cycle and a new path in our life, or we can work against it and repeat cycles. It's totally up to you. But with this 2 of lotuses here, this is like 2 of cups. This is a marrying, a partnership. I'm seeing that you're very much going to be fully aligned with the universe. I just want to show you this card because it's so pretty. I love the lotuses suit in this deck. It's like the cups. And especially where there's a sun and a moon on this card, it's like you're marrying both sides of you, where especially if you have this low self-worth energy, you may be very connected to your dark side and have been trying to get in touch with a lighter version of you. And this is like a marrying of both, that you're going to bring up these old like inner child wounds, but integrate them in a way and like tie it in beautifully into this like adult self. And it's going to start this new chapter of your life that kind of has that like back to school, really fun feeling. So yeah, like fate's about to meet you, and it's going to be in the most unexpected way, which is always the most fun. And it's very much aligned for you, that this is a sign of alignment, that you are in alignment and you're about to have a lot of fun with whatever discoveries that you have about yourself and your life and how things are going to move forward. And I'm getting that things are going to move very quickly from here on out, and you're going to have your next steps, and I'm hearing have the courage to take them. That it's, you haven't been facing this, and like your low self-worth has kind of been like a comfortability roadblock. And like I always say, comfortability doesn't mean it feels good, it's just things that we're used to, and you're used to hiding yourself, and this is actually going to require you to show up and show yourself a little more and clock in. So if this resonates with you, let me know. If you'd like your own personal reading with me, you can head to the link at the top of my page. They're in my Etsy shop, and also check out my Substack while you're there. Thanks, guys.